What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Alight back at it for another video. How y'all doing, man? How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. I didn't drop a video yesterday. I've been reflecting a lot, and you all know I'm doing the light language class, and I've been definitely getting a lot of introspection and reflection and looking within myself, having to go within myself. Let me just turn this down. Having to go within myself. A lot of insecurities have been coming up. A lot of doubt. A lot of questioning and wondering. And am I on the right path? Am I on the right track? Am I doing the right things? Trying to connect to my higher self, to create that smooth flowing channel. And you see, when you start trying to control all these aspects, which a lot of these aspects we don't have the control, we are unknown, are gonna be unknown. And the more and more we go forward, and we're coming into the fall equinox on the 23rd, and we're in multiple retrogrades, we're having to look at these things. And ironically and interestingly enough, the last 2 weeks, during a therapy session, which has been on Wednesdays, I've had the inner child come up. And one was the inner child just not feeling like he can show up authentically. And that's how I felt as a little kid. And then today I started to realize that it was surrounding my inner child and not getting what I want as a young kid. And I started to realize, like, holy crap, that 7 to 10-year-old little kid is running my experience for the last 45 years. Or I wouldn't say 45 years, I would say, 38 years, because, granted, we start to adopt these things as we progress as a young kid, little by little. And ironically and interestingly enough, that started for me at a young age, especially where I grew up, and how I was treated and how I perceived the world. And so interestingly enough, that came up today, and it's been coming up in the class. I've been feeling the resistance. I've been feeling not only resistance in my chest area, but in my body itself. And so what ends up showing up or equating to that resistance and that control is I'm stopping the flow from the channel of the light language to come through, which, interestingly enough, when I sat at the water and at the park and was letting the light language come through, I must have done last night like 4 pages, and I started to realize how my hand was essentially writing itself. It was literally starting to flow through as I let go, as I essentially stopped trying to control or resist because of fear of what if I show this work to someone that doesn't understand, are they going to understand, or are they going to make fun of me? And I would venture to say that in the class, clearly it affected me even more because people were watching. So I had much more insecurities show up. And I let it arise. You gotta heal it. You gotta feel it to heal it. I mean, that's the way it works. You can't go around it. And I started to think this morning, there's no way to bypass it. There's no way to avoid it. There's no way you can, you can distract all you want, but eventually it's going to come up like, look, 45 years later, or whatever, 38 years, 35, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Look how long it took to show up in scenarios that I'm in, and I got led to this class for a reason, to bring this stuff up so I could feel it, so I could experience it, so that I'm not pushing it down into my lower chakras, like we tend to do. We push it all down to the lower chakras, the sacral, the solar plexus, the root, and we just shove everything down. And I'm not doing that anymore. I refuse to do that. I want to feel it to heal it, which is exactly what's happening. And I'll tell you what, in the class on Saturday and Sunday, I did do a video. I talked a little bit about it already, that I was getting really hot and sweaty, and I felt resistance. I felt insecure. I felt doubt. I was questioning whether or not I'm going to be able to do it. Is this something I'm just making up? All these things were coming through my mind. My ego was trying to figure out, like, and make these things up. Like, is it really happening? Is it really true? Or is it just me, just whatever? But you can't just make that stuff up. The thing that I'm having difficulty to allow to flow is the speaking, the signing, and the singing. I'm definitely having difficulty with those aspects of light language, which is okay. Like the teacher said, in due time, the more and more I heal these aspects of myself, where I look within and heal these aspects of myself, the more and more it will flow, because light language has to be, it's so ironic and interesting, because light language, for it to come through, it takes extreme trust, letting go, and not resisting, not controlling, to just allow the river to flow. Because when you're open, you're receptive, and you let go and you surrender, it flows. It's just like art, creativity. Like when you're writing a song, or you're drawing a painting, or whatever the case may be, you have to be open. You have to trust that in yourself, that what you're doing is beautiful art, and for it to flow, or it's not going to flow. And you've heard artists say that all the time. Musicians, people that draw, paint, people that dance. When the creativity stops, they're doubting, they're questioning their work, they're questioning everything, so it doesn't flow anymore, like a river. And that's so many things in life. It goes along with so many things in life. I mean, I can't tell you how many things in life we have to be in the flow state for these things to happen, whether you be a cook, a chef, a musician, an artist, even at your job. If you're overthinking everything, it's not going to flow. It's not going to be smooth. It's not going to go easy. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be, and that goes with every aspect of our life. We don't look at it in that way. So it takes like letting go, surrendering, stop the resistance, stop doubting, stop questioning. Not to stop questioning the world and things. I'm not telling you not to question. I'm referring to like questioning why this is happening, like in a sense, why is the flow stopping? But that's good too. Maybe the questioning that I'm referring to is like the doubt, questioning yourself. But then again, that can be a good thing too, because you're actually looking at those aspects of yourself that you need to look at, that are being shown. So yeah, this has been a really interesting week since the last video that I posted. I have definitely been finding myself in moments of resistance and control, and trying to figure things out and understand why things haven't happened and why they've taken so long in my life, like relationships, romantically, friendships, my soul tribe, financial things that I've experienced, health things I've experienced, just every aspect. And I guess right now we're coming up to the fall equinox. We're in retrogrades. We're being forced into looking within ourselves, looking at ourselves. And it's so ironic that this class is running from September to November. The main 3 months that we are having to look within and having to look at ourselves and those aspects of ourselves. And they're showing up for sure. And we're in all these retrogrades, and then lo and behold, I'm having inner child things coming up that I need to look at and that I've looked at. And when you look at them, you're healing them. When you actually take the time to look at them, you're healing it. You're giving that opportunity for it to be seen and heard, and what it's always wanted to be seen and heard. And so when you shine light on these aspects or these situations, you're allowing for the healing process to take place. It's a beautiful thing. It's not easy. It hasn't been easy. It was not easy for me to sit in there. I wanted nothing more than that lab to be over. And it's interesting because I can get on this camera and speak in front of you all, and then to get on a class on Zoom in front of 9 people and feel so much insecurities coming up and so much resistance, especially with something that would make those things come up, like light language, because you're doing something so foreign to most of society. So it's like, how interesting is that? Because it's almost like you doing some crazy thing that is not the norm. And then, people are looking at you like you're a nutcase in light language. It's not that normal yet. It's getting there. It's becoming that way, but it's far from the norm. And most people don't even know what it is. And to see someone who's speaking this language and moving their hands and maybe singing or speaking it or writing it, it definitely brings up insecurities. I can't be the only one that's happening to, and I'm definitely going to address that in the class. Today is a lab. I don't know if I'm going to have an opportunity to ask a couple questions that I wanted to ask. I might have to wait till Saturday. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't remember what last week's lab was entailed, if we had that opportunity or not. If we do, I'm definitely going to ask. And but yeah, it's interesting. It's really interesting, and I definitely don't believe that I'm the only one that is experiencing these things right now, and having to look at parts of themselves that maybe they haven't been looking at. And interestingly enough, my inner child has been waiting to be seen with that aspect of me, because that aspect of me has been running my life, my adult life, because I've been looking through that lens of that 7 to 10-year-old, who was feeling rebellious and feeling like the world and the universe wasn't giving me what I wanted. It's not easy to come here into the human experience and not get things instantaneously like we are used to getting in the spiritual realm. So we tend to bring those aspects of us with us and not realizing. And not only that, it also can stem from past life, trauma and past lives that we've experienced, that we bring into this life too, that we're healing through. So it's a whole multitude of things, but I'm glad that it came up, and I'm glad that it arose today, and it was my inner child was seen, and I definitely had an aha moment, to say the least. And it kind of makes a lot of sense why there's been a lot of frustration and suffering and pain and sadness and anger, all wrapped into one. So yeah, with that being said, man, thank you again to all the new and existing subscribers. I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you, man. the channel is growing. It really is, and we're getting more and more new subscribers each week, and I'm truly grateful, man. And it's definitely reflecting back at me what I need to look at within myself and what I need to work on. And that's one aspect of me that has a lot to do with why I was an anarchist when I was growing up, and why I couldn't take orders and rules and people telling me what to do, and I wasn't manifesting this fast enough, and I wanted this and I didn't get it, and so lo and behold, what I've wanted the most hasn't come in majority of my life. And when it did come in, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't great relationships, it was rocky, it was chaotic, it was short lived. The one that I did have that really I knew was the connection was my soulmate. Didn't last long. The rug was pulled right from underneath me. Not to say that I'm playing a victim mentality, because I'm not. It's just an expression of what I experienced, that I created. And and hey man, I said it earlier today, I'm here to not play victim, I'm here to accept what is, and look how I can change it, how I can do better, how I can create these things that I want in my life going forward. And that's the objective going forward. So I'm doing the work every day, guys and gals. Lo and behold, I'm doing the work no matter what. As I said, it can feel like you want to give up, because like, what for? What am I doing all this for? Not this per se, but just that's the kind of dialogue that you start playing out. Like, what am I doing all this for? I've never gotten really what I've wanted, and I've asked and asked and asked, and I haven't gotten it. But you just have to realize that there's a lot at play behind the scenes, in the spiritual realm, and in the 3D matrix, the human experience that has to be maneuvered and moved around to make these people come in, or these people to come out, or this situation, or this financial landfall, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of healing and growth and things that have to happen for us to get to those places that we want, and for us to create what we want, and to dig ourselves out of the mud that we put ourselves in at different stages in our life. Now we have to reconstruct our mind and the thoughts, and what we're thinking on a daily basis, and our routine and everything. There's a lot at play. It's not just, there's a lot of moving parts. So just be patient and keep going, and you will continue to get guided. Pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities, and just listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. You will be guided, you will be directed. I promise you that. We just have to have faith and trust in ourselves and the universe. With that being said, man, I thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and comment what you've been experiencing. Comment on this video, comment your journey, comment whatever you want to comment what you feel you want to hear me talk about in future videos. I'm open and receptive to everything. So just I love you all, man. Take care of yourselves in these insane times. Stay humble, love yourself, have compassion for yourself. We got this. The light is winning. We're stepping into our power. We're stepping into who we are, and we're trusting ourselves more. So I feel it on a collective level, and that's all I got. I love you all, man. Again, take care of yourselves and each other. From my heart to yours. I'll see you in the next video. I'm working on some things. I'm working on editing some series that we're going to do, like I told you guys about, deep dive with wisdom and the Sunday sermon, and things are happening. I got some other big ideas that I want to do for the channel and other areas too. So yeah, man, I will see you guys soon. I love you all. Take care. Stay humble. And, just keep doing the work, man. We got this, man. I love you all. I will see you soon. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors of Light. We got this.